Hello everyone, my name is Shahzad Khan, working in Catholic Mission School, Jhabua. Going to teach you subject science of class 7th, that is chapter number 9. Today we are taking, that is soil. Soil is a major source what we are using in daily life with different parts of creating new kind of objects into our world. The soil is one of the most important natural resources. It supports the growth of plant by holding the roots firmly and supplying water and nutrients. It is a home for many organisms. Soil is essential for agriculture. Agriculture provides foods, clothing and shelter for all. Soil is thus an inseparable part of our life. The earthy fragrance of soil after the first rain is always a refreshing one. Here you can see in this picture that 2-3 boy children are to be playing with the soil in different manners. Soil teeming with life. Now what is kind of soil we are using in our daily life and what is the purpose why we are using this? Polythene bags and plastic pollutes the soil. They also kill the organism living in the soil. That is why there is a demand to ban the polythene bags and plastics from several years. Other substances which pollute the soil are a number of waste products, chemicals and pesticides. Waste products and chemicals should be treated before they are released into the soil. The use of pesticides should be minimized or should be very much in the less of quantity in our daily life. Now we want to learn about the soil profile. So this picture can briefly give the example, and it is an experimental process which you can learn at your home also. Taking a part of soil and dip into a water filled in a glass and stir it for some time and remain the glass for half an hour. You will see this kind of 5 layers will be there. A vertical section through different layers of the soil is called the soil profile. It's a definition also. The rotting dead matters in the soil is called humus. The top layer in the picture is here, which is very much fertile. You probably know that the soil is formed by the breaking down of rocks by the action of wind, water and climate. This process is called weathering. The nature of any soil depends upon the rocks from which it has been formed and the type of vegetation that grow in it. Here you are getting different kinds of sections in this profile picture. The gravel, sand, clay, water and humus. Take this example at your home and do it in a transparent glass water. Now, the same picture what we have taken in the earlier slide or the previous slide, that will be taken in the real manner in a sand area where you are getting a construction site. If you move to a construction site or a road construction site, there you will see this kind of layers will be there. In the last bottom, that is D horizon, there is bedrocks, then C horizon, B horizon, where A horizon, and the topmost is the humus. Same thing what we will take in the previous picture. This layer is generally soft, porous and can be retain more water. It is called the topsoil or the A horizon. The next layer has a lesser amount of humus but more of minerals. This layer is generally harder and more compact and is called the B horizon or the middle layer. The third layer is the C horizon, which is made up of small lumps of rocks with cracks and crevices. Below this layer is the bedrocks, which is hard and difficult to dig with a spade. We need better and larger machines to spade it. Now different types of soils will be around it in different regions and different places in the world. The mixture of rock particles and humus is called the soil. The living organisms such as bacteria, plant roots and earthworm are also called important parts of any soil. The soil is classified on the basis of the proportion of particles of various sizes. If the soil contains greater proportion of big particles, it is called sandy soil. If the soil proportion of fine particles is really higher, that is called the clay soil, which is used to be made, mugs and all these things. If the amount of large and fine particles is about the same, then the soil is called loamy soil. Thus the soil can be classified into 3 categories, which are sandy, clay and loamy soil. Now if you want to learn about the percolation rates of the soil, we will take the example here, that is percolation rate, that is ml per minute. milliliter per minute. Amount of water and percolation time, that is you have taken an amount of water around something of 20 ml or 25 ml and dip into the water or throw into the water, how much time it will take to absorb it, that is the percolation rate. For example, suppose that for a certain sample it is 20 minutes to 200 ml percolate to absorb it. So what will be there? Rate of percolation is 200 ml, 20 is 10 ml per minute is the percolation rate of that particular kind of soil. Now we learn very much about this picture in our child age, that is moisture is available in the soil. If a soil is looking too much weight into the too much in the dry in the upper part, then but when you dig it you will feel that there is a wet soil inside it. What it is? It is they are keeping inside a kind of moisture in it. So here is the example of lab, that is a stand here and a test tube here, and we are putting some kind of sand here and just try to boil it with the help of a burner. What will be there? In the boiling tube you will see some kinds of droplets, a few drops are to be surrounded in the test tubes. Now absorption of water by soil, it is another example. You will learn this in the kind of example in the rainy seasons also, that at what level how much soil can be absorbed the water by the soil. That is a dropper. Here you are using a filter paper which is easily available in the market. Make it like a funnel structure and put it on the funnel, and here you just put the soil of different categories and start putting drop by drop with the help of dropper, and how much drops of water can be absorbed by the soil and how much it will be released here can be easily taken by the absorption of water. This will be maximum in the deserts area. If you throw water it will absorb very fast, but in the eastern areas there are lots of rock mountains available, so there the property will be differ in the soils. Now soils and crops, as this topic mentioned briefly about each soil having different properties of obtaining or growing different kinds of growth. We are not able to make the crops differently to be grow in the different soils. They are having different properties which is to be required or to be acquired by the soil also. Different types of soils are found in different parts of India. In some parts there is clay soil, in some parts there is loamy soil, and while in some other part there is sandy soil. Soil is affected by wind, rainfall, temperature, light and humidity. These are the 5 topics which are to be very much inbound to be affect the soil. These are some example important climatic factors which affect the soil profile and bring changes in the soil structure. The climatic factors as well as the component of the soil determine the various types of vegetations and crops that might grow in that particular region. Clay and loamy soil are both suitable for growing cereals like wheat and gram. Such soil are good at the retaining of water. So we are getting the type of category of soil and the type of category of crops. Paddy soil rich in clay and organic matters and having a good capacity to retain water are ideas. For lentils like masoor example and other pulses, loamy soil which drain water easily and are to be required very much. Now for cotton, sandy loam or loam properly which drains water easily can hold plenty of air are more suitable. Crops such as wheat are grown in the fine clay soils because they are rich in humus and are very fertile. So I hope so that you are getting the proper level of soil with the level of growing the crops in your farms. So if you are going to make what kind of properties to be acquired by your soil, you can take it with the agriculture department, take proper test on your soils, that what kind of crops at which level can be performed better for your growth of your crops in your surrounding areas. And after that you can also give the same example to your nearest farmers about the level of capacity of the soil and their retaining crops. I hope so that these examples and these whole slides are much better examples for you learning about the chapter number 9, that is soil. If you are getting any much problem, so please keep us in mind and mention us so that we can remove the old definition and make the new definition with lots of new picture programmable examples with you, which will be very much listenable to you. Thank you.